Hello, journal. Let me just make sure I uploaded the previous one. I'm pretty sure I did. So I have been dying in my Steel Soul runs. This is unfortunate. I have been making some pretty silly mistakes, and I have been stubborn in my playstyle. And I know I probably shouldn't be doing Steel Soul when I haven't 100%ed my normal save, but I'm just too addicted, man. Steel Soul, I love me some hardcore challenge. Now, I have been stubborn in my playstyle. I have been wanting to play the Reaper Crest because I saw this one animation recently. If you play Silksong, you would know what it is. It's the one where Silksong, or Hornet, John Silksong, Hornet walked up to Grohl the Great, and it was like that Gojo and Toji scene, but it was with them two, with Grohl the Great and Hornet, and she was using the Reaper Crest, and I just love the aesthetic. And even though Reaper Crest is not the best, I do like the pogo, and I do like, I mean, that's pretty much the only thing to objectively like about it. And and here's the thing. I've been messing around with it, and it doesn't really work in some scenarios. Like, Reaper Crest isn't the best in some scenarios. And look, I was talking about being reckless, right? But here I am doing this shit at the start of the run. I always, rationalize with myself, okay, this is why I died, I can't do stupid shit. But then I proceed to do stupid shit because doing stupid shit is really fun on a Steel Soul run. When I was addicted to doing no-death Dark Souls 3 runs, I've never done it. I think the farthest I got was, Pontiff Sylvan. But doing stupid shit, doing everything, I am a completionist. Even on these kinds of challenges, I like to challenge myself, and it's really fun. And it's really frustrating when I die, because I feel like, oh, shit, it wasn't good enough, But this is the road to becoming better. We are humans, we will make mistakes, and we learn from our mistakes. And that's a good thing. But keyword being, we can learn from our mistakes, because sometimes we don't. Exhibit A being, I am using Reaper Crest on Steel Soul. Which isn't a mistake, per se, but there are better options. The whole gimmick of Reaper Crest is hey, look, you're getting extra silk. But I can also get extra silk from just attacking quicker. Like the Wanderer's Crest, for example. So that's to keep in mind. So really the only reason you would use the Reaper Crest is for its range. A, for its range. And B, for its pogo. And then I guess the extra silk every Tuesday afternoon must be the second Tuesday of each month. I mean, getting extra silk then is a plus, I guess. But I feel like its range and its pogo are some more objective reasons to be using it. Also, it looks really cool. I mean, let's get to the subjective part here. It looks really cool, those attacks. And I will say, I am addicted to getting all the little silk spore things that spawn when you hit enemies. I like that little minigame. I will say though, Evolved Hunter Crest is also addicting. Because I am quite the perfectionist. I am really hard on myself, actually. Now, I don't know if those things are synonymous, perfectionist and hard on yourself. But I feel like, they're sort of a package deal most of the time. So I am hard on myself. So, because I learn a lot from my mistakes from that extra pressure I put on myself, I feel like the Hunter Crest is a really nice fit because I try not to get hit. So that gimmick just kind of works with my personality, you know. And this is something I've mentioned, but I don't think I quite mentioned it in this sort of light. So yeah. But yeah, back to like how my Steel Soul runs have been ending. The farthest I've gotten was I beat the Phantom of the Organ. And then I'm like, you know what? Before the completionist in me was starting to burn brightly, so I'm like, you know what? Before I enter Act 2, I'm gonna go to the one area I haven't been that you can go to in Act 1, which is the B word, aka Biowater. And I died to the fucking snitch guys, the guys that steal your rosaries and shit. There's like this secret room that they very quick at killing this boss, if you haven't noticed. That, although that wasn't the cleanest I've done it, that was probably the quickest I've done it. Man, and whenever I die in Steel Soul, I dread this beginning because of Cornet fucking crip walking and the Silk Heart dream sequence that takes more longer than my attention span enjoys. But yeah. Enough about the game. Let me talk about what I've been doing recently. I haven't played video games in like a week. Maybe a little more than a week. I've been really focused on like just getting shit done each day. But since I don't have math tomorrow morning, I thought like, you know, I could stay up and play some video games. It's currently 12:30. And I still have shit to do. I mean, by 12:45 p.m. tomorrow, I have to have read 5 more chapters in this book. And I read so much of it today, and I just needed to take a break. And when I took a break, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do this other assignment, because this other assignment is just, I have to choose a movie, and I have to apply the Bechdel test to it. And what that is it's a sort of test to see, like, if women are a sort of priority in a movie, so to speak. Like, the conditions are, the movie passes the Bechdel test if 2 named women characters talk to each other for more than 60 seconds collectively throughout the entire film about anything other than men. And yeah, it sounds like an easy test, but I was watching The Breakfast Club, and it kind of just barely passed. And honestly, like, it kind of depends on your interpretations of the test. And what I mean by that is, like, okay, so I was taking the data, and, you know, in total, I think there was 2 minutes and 25 seconds of the emo chick, her name is Allison, and, the prom queen, I forget her name, Claire. It's Claire, I'm pretty sure. There's 2 minutes and 25 seconds of them talking to each other about things that aren't about men. But here's the thing. Like 2/3 of that time came from one conversation they had. And occasionally the men, and it was that scene where they're all sitting in a circle. This is Breakfast Club, by the way. I don't know if I said that. This is Breakfast Club. And it was that one scene where they're all like sitting in a circle after getting high and everything. You know, they look sober now. And it's a very deep conversation. And at some points, Allison and Claire are talking to each other about their innocence, virginity, so to speak. And that isn't directly about any men. That is just their virginity. But then, you know, I pause the timer when Allison starts talking about a man that she had sex with. So I'm like, okay, that's about a man, so I'm stopping the timer. And then a man also interrupts the conversation around the same time. So I'm like, yeah, I definitely can't be counting this book as the conversation. Oops. But then, you know, they kind of regroup, the two girls kind of regroup in the conversation a bit. And by regroup, I mean they kind of brought it back to each other, just each other. And the men would comment on their conversation, but they would never pay heed to the men. So I counted it, and they were talking about whether the prom girl has lost her virginity or not. And that is not about any men, that is just if she has lost her virginity. Not about any specific man or anything. And you could argue, and this is the iffy part for me, because whether or not you count this or not is determinant on whether or not this movie passes the Bechdel test. Because then if you don't count this entire scene, it falls from 2 minutes and 25 seconds to like 50 or 40 seconds collective. So this conversation is the make or break here. And you could interpret like, oh, they're talking about whether they've lost their virginity, and they are straight women, so they are obviously indirectly talking about men, so therefore you should not count it. But I am counting it because they didn't mention any men. And I didn't count the parts where they did mention men. I mentioned the parts where they're talking about whether they are a virgin or not, and whether or not they have had their first kiss. And they are not saying, oh, have you kissed a boy? They're saying, oh, have you had your first kiss? And then they were also talking about, and the conversation also included like, oh yeah, you know, I'm a compulsive liar, and some tension there, you know. Oh, shit. So I'm willing to count it, and my professor did say that I would be making tough calls like this throughout the film. And honestly, I bet there's some other films out there where you would have to make a tough call. Like the example on the syllabus, or not on the syllabus, on the assignment instructions, where like it is unclear, you know, they're talking, like for example, two women could be talking about a wedding concerning a man, but they're not talking about the man, they're talking about the wedding that the man is a part of. So, you know, and she said that would be up to us to decide something like that. And so, and that felt sort of similar to this, where like they're not talking about a specific man, they're talking about losing their virginity in general and a first kiss, but they never say they're going to lose it to a man. Or, I mean, that could have been what they're implying because this movie was made in 1985. It is probably most definitely what they were implying. But they didn't outright say it. And also the conversation, again, was not directly about any men, so I'm going to count it. And so the movie does pass the Bechdel test. Not with flying colors, because this will be discussed in my paper that I write about this, but... but yeah. That is what I've done today. My homegirl, lesbian homegirl. I'm also going to avoid saying names from now on. I mean, I know I've already said it. I've already said the names a bit, but now I kind of worry, like, what if someone watches this that I know, and now I'm just saying names on here, you know? But it is my journal, but it is public too, so that is my decision that I have made, so I will have to take responsibility if someone finds this. So I'm debating making these private, but I just really love the idea that someone somewhere that I don't know just could come across this. And I love that idea because, like, I love watching videos like this. I love watching yapping because it feels real. It feels, and you know, it makes me think about myself. So what better way for both me and for other people than to just yap? Because then people like me can enjoy content like this. And then I can also enjoy it because I also really like rewatching these journals. They're really fun to rewatch for me. But damn, I might make it private. Fuck. Like, I probably should. And it also kind of creeps me out that someone could see a comment of mine on YouTube and then click on these videos and just go like, oh, this is the guy that commented. And they could just listen to my voice. And I have talked about some things about my personal life. I think I have disclosed where I go to university, and I have disclosed certain people in my life that go to this university and whatnot. So there's that to consider. So I think, I mean, and I was telling my mom that I was doing a video journal, and she's like, Nick, you should private that. So, I mean, I probably should. I didn't tell her what I was talking about in the video journal. I have told her some things about my life. I told her about violin instructor. You know, her being lesbian and everything. I kind of caught her up, but like in a very broad way. But I did include that I found out she was lesbian, which was funny to me. And I got some insight about how, you know, take for example, my mom was saying, take for example my best friend, you know Trish. I'm like, yeah, of course I know Trish. Like, we hang out with Trish all the freaking time. And I love Trish. Trish is awesome, and she's married to this girl. Trish is married to this woman, and where was I going with this? Yes, Trish is married to this woman, but they went through a few rough patches before they got married. Like they broke up like a time or two, and apparently when they were broken up, Trish would say to my mom, like, oh, I can finally have some dick, you know? And so, honestly, I probably should private these videos now, because if she finds this, then she's going to be very pissed at my mom, and for me for knowing that, and pissed at my mom for telling me that. So I might private these. But, capital B, capital U, capital T, I then transferred that knowledge to this girl. And so it's like, it's not impossible. Like, I don't know the state of their relationship. But I'm not saying this in a good light. I'm not finding this out and thinking these things in a good light. I don't want her to be unfaithful. Because that is not what she is to me. She is this really honest, cute, adorable girl. And so, if she is crushing on me and breaks up with this girl who very clearly loves her, like she looks like she is so in love with her. And honestly, Theodora, god damn it, I fucking said the name. Theodora looks like she's in love with her. So, I would hate to be between that. Oh wait, let me go get the berry. There's a berry over there. I would hate to come between that, because they really do seem like they like each other. But it's not impossible, because, and you know, I have heard tale of, you know, this might just be my imagination actually, because I can't think of any specific tale, but two lesbians and a trusted male that they trust, you know, they would experiment with dick. And that is likely my imagination, but with how forward and direct she is with me, she is either A, very comfortable around men, so comfortable in fact that she would talk very sexually with them and touch them and be in physical proximity with them and invite them over to her apartment individually. Or B, she is not just comfortable, but in fact is interested in me and trusts me to that degree. Now, it is way more likely that A is true. I won't deny the possibility, however, just because of prior examples I have come to know via Trish and my mom. There's that. There's that to consider. Now, if it is true, man, would it be badass and cool if I lost my virginity in a threesome with 2 lesbians? But would I want that? Would I want that? I don't know. My philosophy... sorry, I was itching here. My philosophy up till now has been, you know, I want to give my virginity to a girl I love. But if it's just for fun, I mean, look, I also have a go with the flow mindset. So when these two ideas are clashing, it's creating cognitive dissonance with myself. And I honestly can't even predict what I would do in that situation. I think it ultimately depends on how I feel. I mean, of course it depends how I feel. I mean, fuck. We're human with feelings. Oh, that was juicy. I once died to Belbeast in one of my many Steel Soul attempts. I was very frustrated coming off another loss. Absolutely clinical. Flawless, even. And here's the dreaded cutscene. It honestly doesn't even take that long. I don't even know why I dread this. I dread the Needle and Dream sequence. That one is kind of a long one. Anyways, what else? What else? Because I do want to play for a while before I eventually read like another chapter or 2. I read 8 chapters today, and I have 6 more to go. Partly my fault, because I didn't realize I had to read the day we were introducing the book, so like I had to have already read chapters 1 through 8. Or something. Man, I don't know why whenever I record, my stomach chooses to digest food, and so it becomes hard to talk and breathe. In combination with yawning, that isn't ideal. Some people say yawning is the body telling you that you're breathing, lack of oxygen. But I also yawn when I'm tired. I wonder if that's because my lungs start to slow down when I'm tired or something. You know, kind of like when you're going through the stages of sleep, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then REM. Your heart rate slows, your breathing slows, you know. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Now, if I were ballsy, I would go kill the Scraggler right here and now. But look, I am a smart individual. I do stupid shit a time or two. But this time I don't really feel like it. This time I feel like taking it easy, you know, being clinical. Don't do anything unnecessary type shit. Oh, thank fuck. Alright, we got our shit. I should probably talk to you.
Cadestre.
Mandoresa.
Megina Fora.
Pa. Tomiemo.
I like this guy. Oh, Pilby. Heart emoji. I was gonna say something else. Oh, my homegirl, lesbian homegirl, she sent me a TikTok the other day, and it was like, yo, Nick, wanna hang out this Thursday? Like, are you free this Thursday? And it was supposed to be a meme, but I couldn't tell if she was serious, so I just hearted the message and was hoping she would follow up. But I've been kind of hesitant to hang out with her recently, just because I feel like she doesn't want to hang out with me. And look, that's a pessimistic thing to think. But I have invited her like 3 different times now to hang out with me, and she has had an excuse every time. Whether it be she already had plans, or had club, or something else. Like maybe she was just tired, you know. But yeah, I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, I'm gonna let her invite me next time we hang out. I mean, and I don't know if this was an invite. I mean, I'm sort of like kind of wanting her to invite me because I think she's a cool friend. But I mean, if she doesn't want to hang out with me, then I mean, I guess we weren't meant to be friends. Maybe this is big, maybe 0.00001% chance of happening. But what if she found my journal and she got weirded out that I would date her if she asked me out? What if she just thought that was weird? Like, fuck it. Like, you know, I would go out with her. I mean, she's nice. She's funny. I mean, and I've known her long enough to where, like, I feel like I wouldn't care if we were going out. Like, I feel like I could trust her with information about myself, you know? I don't know. I mean, if she's weirded out by that, I mean, shit, if I was close to any girl like that, any other girl, that would be my same philosophy. Even with Theodora. I think she's a super cool girl. And she's going out with someone right now, so I'm not crushing. I'm trying not to. I mean, I still have hung out with her and think she's cute. Despite everything. But still, I feel like if she had asked me out, I mean, I would have a hard time saying no. I mean, I would say no if she was currently still dating that girl, because that is just utterly disrespectful, and I respect that girl a lot. But I mean, if she had broken up with her and then asked me out, I don't know if I would be able to say no, you know? Is that a shitty thing to say? I think she's really cool. But I would also say the same thing to Naya, you know? So I don't know. This is the one thing I don't really know if I'm valid on, and I'm sure all of my friends would say, oh dude, you're valid. Like, you know, crush on that girl. Who cares if she is a girlfriend? Like, but that's not how I am, you know? I feel like a lot of guys, most guys that I'm friends with, don't have this sort of respect for girls. You know? When I feel like you should. And that's not crazy to say. That is most definitely not crazy to say. And the kind of respect I'm talking about is like, you know, respect someone who's in a relationship. You know, that's important. People say like, oh, it's just a 1v1. Like, duh, like, they're in a loving relationship. You should not be getting in between them and making things awkward between you guys for no reason. Duh. Get all these rosaries. It's not a crazy thing to say. What might be a crazy thing to say is that I still find her cute. Even though I don't want to. My feelings are valid. Like, at least the raw feelings. I probably shouldn't be feeling this way, but fact of the matter is, I'm feeling this way. And, you know, there may come a day, like maybe next week, where my feelings just start to fade. Like, you know, it's just like... You know, I have stopped myself crushing on girls. Like, an example would be in middle school, I had a crush on this girl. But my friend also had a crush on that girl, so I just stopped going after her and avoided her. And we ended up just drifting apart. And I'm not saying things would have worked out if I didn't do that. I'm just saying I'm capable of doing that. But in this case, I can't avoid her because I am learning violin, and I do want to learn violin from her. Ooh. I'll just get the mask shard when I have the dash, and fighting that thing is much easier. Because it's a fourth of an upgrade that does nothing for me right now. Might as well be smart. You know, early game is when you're most vulnerable. Lack of movement is dangerous.
Oh boy, yeah.
I think what I should be doing is I'm going to buy the craft metal, and then at Forge Daughter, I am going to splurge and get tools that will increase my survivability. And this time around, I do want to go through Wormways and enter Shellwood first. Before I go to Greymore and shit, you know? I feel like that would be a wise decision. Because then I can avoid fighting Greymore enemies at this level, which are quite difficult. I mean, I've never died in Greymore, I don't think, during any of my Steel Souls, while going there first. But I don't know. I think I may as well minimize risks, even if the consequence has not occurred yet. You know, seems like the smart thing to do. Where shall I go? I'm also avoiding maps to like save on rosaries. Because like early game, rosaries aren't the most plentiful resource, and you could be buying good upgrades with them instead of materials like maps, you know. Maps would be extremely useful in the first playthrough. But beyond that, I would disagree. If you're anything. They may still be useful to some people. I may still buy some, because there's that Steel Soul exclusive quest I haven't done. Haven't lived long enough to do. already accepted the flea quest. What else should I talk about? I mean, there's still that hot topic. Maybe I haven't got out all my thoughts about it, but honestly, like, this might be something I may need to discuss with a friend, you know. I checked out Math Club too. There's this one girl in my math class who invited me, and I checked it out. And, you know, it was full of familiar faces, you know, because I hang out in the math building a lot, whether I want to or not, with that calculus degree, you know. But, that's besides the point, because I saw a lot of familiar faces, and it was pretty fun. Shit. Oh, I know how to progress. Oh my. Right. Let me get hurt again, so that when I kill this enemy up here, I can bind. Such a smart trick. Alright. I've done everything so far, besides Scraggler. But I'm not going to do that until I have a dash. I don't even know if I'll kill him until I, like, need shell shards, I guess. I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about. I think I've pretty much covered anything. I mean, I've been pretty busy. I do have a concert this weekend. I'm going to be playing drums at it, though, not the violin that I've been practicing. And she was honestly, like, it kind of hurt a little bit, but I understand completely. The instructor was hesitant to let me play at the concert because she wasn't going to let everyone. She was going to let, like, all the experienced people play. But I guess I made the cut because I offered to play drums, and she was hesitant. She was like, you know, you don't really know these songs, though. These are songs that we haven't played this semester. But I'm like, it's the drums. I mean, I feel like I could get the hang of it pretty quickly after this one practice session. And I mean, I did, for the most part. I feel like I'll just, like, get the hang of... I mean, drums aren't terribly hard. You kind of follow the vibe. As long as you have a general vibe of what's going on in Arabic music, you can follow along pretty easily on the drums. Or if you're, like, providing a bass line. Definitely vibes. I'm gonna go free this flea. Damn it. I might stick with Hunter Crest this playthrough. I was starting that one conversation about Reaper Crest and how shitting on it a bit, even though it looks really cool. And it does have its, like, use cases. Don't get me wrong. Damn. It does have its use cases, but honestly, like, Hunter Crest is better. And Wanderer's Crest is better. And I've been hesitant to even use Wanderer's Crest because honestly, like, it's such a good crest. It is such a good crest, but now I might, low key. Like, you know, I gotta lock in. I'm still gonna kind of do what I want. Honestly, I kind of want to use it. I kind of want to use it. I lost my last Steel Soul run because I was trying to do that in the Hunter's March with the big ant guy and the spear throwing ant guy. I was trying to do that little mini gauntlet. And I was exiting the room whenever I got low, but I got too greedy on one of my attempts and just died. And I was trying to access it like very early. Like I was like pogoing off the enemies. It was pre-claw. Pre like wall clean. So I was trying to get there extremely early. I forgot what the reward was. I was just fucking doing it. I was fucking around, as previously stated. But I've matured. I was using Reaper's Crest during that gauntlet too. Which, I mean, I don't think it was the biggest detriment, but hey, my DPS was cut down in a fight where I really can't war of attrition in, especially at the point I was in the game. So, there's that. Probably was not ideal. Wanderer's Crest would probably be ideal in most situations. Especially if you progress far enough to get Long Claw, which just removes its only drawback. Here too. What's up there? Oh, there's rosaries up there. I remember it's that one room. Dude, I am so fucking rich. Not in real life. In this game, look how many rosaries I got. Act 1. Pre-first lace fight. Kinda goated. But yeah, I think I'll probably stop the journal here. And play for a bit longer by myself till I feel like I should stop. Like, maybe I'll get Dash. Get a bunch of upgrades and stuff. Who knows? I'm feeling good about this run, though. Not feeling good about my love life. I have a type. And I should probably do some soul searching. Anyways, that was my journal. Not the longest, but not the shortest journal. So, 43 minutes. So, alright, thank you for listening, and bye-bye.